What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Economically Positive. So as you know, guys, I have a bachelor's degree in economics, and I've worked in finance for 3 different software companies. Really fun companies. They have things like scooters and free snacks. So I love talking all things finance, business, economics. Today we're going to be learning about price and inflation with the economics professor. Inflation simply means that our dollars buy less than they used to. It's the reason you hear old people, like your grandparents or your great-grandparents, for all you young'uns out there, talk about how movies used to cost a nickel, or how you used to be able to get your wife for only a goat, and now she costs 8 cows, or how a car used to cost $100. We're going to turn to the economics professor to help us understand the basics of how inflation even works. Over to you, Professor.
Here we are again. Yes, thank you, John Lau. I appreciate the introduction. This is the Bachelor of Economics. Ladies, you can see me after class. In order to understand inflation, we must first recall the basics of price. Remember that here we have a price and quantity graph, including a supply line and a demand line. We will pretend that we are discussing your desire to purchase coconuts in order to make the lesson more digestible. The demand is represented by a downward sloping line, meaning that if coconuts are expensive, then you will want to buy fewer of them. Say if they cost $20 per coconut, you may only be inclined to buy 1. However, if a coconut were to only cost $1, you may be inclined to buy as many as 10. The supply curve is representative of a farmer. A farmer will choose to grow more coconuts as opposed to bananas or other plants, the higher the price for coconuts is. So a farmer, if he could only sell a coconut for $1, he may only want to produce 1 coconut and instead spend the rest of his time producing something more expensive, perhaps pomegranates. If the price were $20 per coconut, he might be willing to grow as many as 100 coconuts instead of pomegranates. Now, as you can see in this graph, where the amount produced and the amount consumed match and meet, that is where we set the market price. That is the price which creates an equilibrium. And so this is the price we look at when we are talking about inflation. So notice how when demand increases for a good, or when supply decreases for a good, that the price goes up. Both of these are forms of inflation and are affecting our current housing market. You can check the link in the description below should you want to know more about the housing market and whether it's a good investment right now. Another factor, though, that we haven't discussed previously is the effect of money printing. Inflation can be caused simply by increasing the number of dollars in the market. Looking at the coconuts example, suppose that the entire economy could only produce coconuts, and here we have all of the coconuts. What is that? 7 coconuts. We can easily see how printing money would cause inflation. Just because you've printed more money does not mean you've waved your magic wand and produced more coconuts. You still have the same amount to go around. And so the money becomes less valuable, and each coconut is worth more dollars. And that is how printing money affects prices. It is shown on the supply and demand graph like so. Notice the entire graph simply moves straight up along the price axis, showing that the number of things consumed does not change, but simply the dollars at which you can buy them has changed. Armed with your knowledge of inflation and what can increase or decrease a price, I'm going to now turn you back over to John Lau. Ladies, we'll talk again.
Thank you, Professor, for shedding some more light on how inflation works. In order to understand our situation with inflation currently going up, check out my video that breaks down what's causing inflation in 2021 and how long we'd expect it to continue. As always, I really appreciate if you smash that like button. It helps me out a lot. with my channel growing, helps get these videos in front of more people, and of course it's free! And with that, it's time to shift gears from our talk about economics and finance to some positivity time. Now, this isn't a knock on fathers. I am a father myself. Seeing the phrase, live as if your father were dead, doesn't just apply to your father. The idea behind this one is actually just to live as freely as possible to be your most authentic self. Like, what if you weren't afraid of anyone being critical or telling you what you're doing right or wrong? If you peel away these expectations of you, you won't suddenly become a murderous sociopath. You'll just feel this incredible lightness, a burden lifted, making decisions free from the burden of what others would expect of you. You do want good things for other people because you are connected to those people and feel that connection. Being your most authentic self is the best thing you can be for others anyway. Just be you. You're amazing. And with that, I'm really excited to keep doing videos with you. And go ahead and if these videos are helpful, for you, go ahead and smash the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see those next videos when I drop them. I've shortened my videos a lot. Tell me what you think. Is this a better format? Breaking things down into smaller sections? Or was that housing bubble video just exactly what you wanted? All 22 minutes. Thank you so much. This is Economically Positive with John Lau. Over and out. Over and out.
This is Economically Positive with John Lau. Over and out. Economically Positive with John Lau. Over and out.